Here are 3 ways to make money selling leads online, and most people getting into lead gen have no idea that these 3 models even exist. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly which model fits where you are right now, what skills you need for each one, and the exact path most successful lead gen operators follow to scale. I'm also gonna show you the model that I personally use to run my agency and why I choose it over the other 2. My name is Rafael Hernandez, and I've managed over 10 million in ad spend, worked with brands like Neil Patel's NP Digital and Ubersuggest, and spent 5 years as a software engineer before building my ad agency, Great Marketing AI. So let's jump into the 3 lead gen business model and which one is right for you. There's the broker model, which is the simplest, a partnership model where you share the profits, or a full stack integrated model. And we'll go into each of these. So the 3 models. So the broker is you're essentially connecting buyers and sellers directly for a fee. So if I were to go and do sales calls and get buyers, I would then just partner up with people who can do the media buying, who can generate the leads. And I go to the media buyers like, hey, how much can you sell me this type of lead for? How much can you sell me a life insurance lead for? They're going to be like $20. Okay, cool. I'm going to go find a buyer and sell it for 30. And then you just take that difference, right? That's the broker model where you're essentially the salesperson and you're just building relationships. There's also the partnership model where it's more collaborative, where you go and team up with a salesperson or a media buyer and you're like, hey, I'm going to do the sales, you do handle generating the leads, and we'll split the profit 50-50, right? Or I handle the leads and they handle the sales. Or the full stack model is where you handle everything end to end. The funnels, the tracking, the ads, the sales, all of that. Right, so the broker, you're the middleman between lead sellers and buyers, right? So the broker, you're the middleman between the lead sellers and the buyers. Buy now, you try to buy low, sell high, and you pocket the spread, right? The partnership model, you control one side, essentially generating the leads or getting the buyers and doing the sales. And then you just do a 50-50 split. Or a full stack model where you own everything. There's maximum control and margin, but it's a little bit more complex. And we'll go into each of these models. So in the broker model, you're the middleman between the leads and the sellers, right? Your job is really to close deals and build relationships. So you buy the leads at 150 from a media buyer or someone that can generate these leads for you. You sell at 250, you pocket 100. Your profit margins are 30 to 50%. Time investment, 5 to 10 hours a week. Skills needed, communication, networking, negotiation. No ad spend on your end, no tech stack, no lead generation. You just close the deals and build the relationships with these media buyers, but also with all of these buyers, right? You're the middleman. Some of the common hiccups that I see with people doing the broker model is that because they don't have enough control over the lead generation part, they can run into some issues. For example, I was talking to someone yesterday where he went to this media buyer and he said, hey, I have a law firm. They want only commercial vehicle accidents, right? These are for personal injury leads. This buyer only wants commercial vehicle accidents. The media buyer said, perfect, I can do that. Let's do it. Okay, cool. They got started. The broker got the payment, all of that. They're ready to go. Then essentially the media buyer goes ghost. And what ends up happening is that media buyer is so busy with all these other brokers and generating leads, and his communication kind of dropped off, but also his ad account got banned, and then the broker was kind of left on dust, right? And since he didn't have control around the lead generation part, he's kind of left in the dark where he doesn't know what's going on. He has no control over that part. He's kind of just, left in this position where he already got payment from this buyer. The buyer's expecting leads, and now this person's ghost. So, there's pros and cons to each one, and we'll go into each of these, but just know that with the broker model, yes, it's way easier because you don't have to handle all of those headaches with lead generation and tech stacks and all of that and managing ad spend. But again, you have less control. The biggest thing here is really finding a really good media buyer that you can partner with, which is one of the key things. So in the broker model, the buyer pays you $250 a lead. You pay your lead vendor $150, and then you keep that profit. So the partnership model, though, it's you control one side, the partner handles the other, and you split the profits, right? So the thing about this is there's shared risk and shared reward, right? It's great for building the skills while earning. It's more of like a partnership, so you guys are working together, so you get to learn some of the lead gen stuff that they're doing, right? The broker model is a little bit more hands-off. Partnership model, you guys are coming together, partnering on this. So path A, you bring bring the buyers and the partner generates the leads, or you generate the leads, the partner brings the buyers, depending on your skills. If you're really good at sales, you can just do sales. If you're really good at media buying and lead gen, you can do that part. So the partnership flows like this. The buyer pays $250 per lead. The total cost to generate that lead was $150. You guys split that 50-50, $50 each per lead. The full stack model, though, you own everything. And this is actually the model we do. We launch the ads, we build the funnel, we have all the tracking, the CRM, we handle the lead qualification, and then we deliver the leads to the buyer. So we control everything. We own everything, all the ads, the funnel, tracking, qualification. We generate leads at 150, we can sell them at 200. Highest control, highest profit margin, but it requires more skills. You got to understand and be really good at media buying, funnel building, tracking, CRM, sales, all of that. And then you also are handling the client relationship as well. In the full stack example, we generate 500 leads, sell them at 200. That's 100K. It costs us 50K to generate those leads, and then we profit the rest, right? So it's a lot more work, but you also have a lot more control. To compare these models, in the broker model, there's less risk on your end, right? If you buy leads at X amount, you're selling them at a higher amount, you're going to make that profit. The risk here really is if those leads aren't converting, you don't have control and you don't have insight into what's going on and why the lead quality isn't there. Skills needed really sales and not networking. And in the PPL groups that I'm in, there's a lot of people who do more of the broker and partnership model. The majority of people are doing that model. They just handle the sales, work with media buyers, and that's it. So less time investment, right? You do some sales, close some deals, and that's it. Control is low. This is best for beginners. Partnering up with the media buyer, handling the sales, talking to people, learning the lingo in your specific niche, usually best for beginners. Partnership model, right? This one is control more medium. You're really partnering with your media buyer and kind of understanding what's going on more on the lead side of things. And then full stack, risk level is high because you have full control over everything. It's more time investment. And then this is more for experienced media buyers, really. So which one should you pick? If you have no ad experience, just start off as a broker, close some deals. Some skills, then start off as a broker, close some deals. Then you can do a more partnership model where you find someone that's really good and you want to partner with them. And then go full stack where you handle everything and you have full control. So the progression path looks like something like this. And not always. Some people like just staying as brokers or just sticking with partnership models, right? Media buying is a lot of work. And if you do it wrong, you can lose a lot of money. So that's why there's a lot more risk in the full stack model, right? But there's also more reward. So it really depends where you're at with your skill sets on which model works the best. But if you're starting off, you can start off in the broker model, close some deals, work with the vendor to generate those leads, move up to some type of partnership, and eventually do some type of full stack model. But again, some people just stick with broker partnerships and that they still make a lot of money. So you don't always have to go to the full stack model, but there is more upside and you do have more control. So that is a breakdown on the different business models in the lead generation business. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for the next one.